If you watch this till the end, you'll understand why most traders don't lose because of bad strategies. They lose because of what's happening in their head. And more importantly, you'll learn exactly how I stopped that from happening to me. I didn't beat the mental game of trading by becoming smarter. I beat it by becoming brutally honest with myself. Let me start with the uncomfortable truth. My biggest enemy in trading was not the market. It was me, my impatience, my greed, my fear of missing out, my need to be right. At the beginning, I thought trading was about indicators, strategies, and secret setups. I believed that once I found the perfect system, my emotions would magically disappear. That was a lie. The market didn't care how confident I felt. It didn't care how badly I wanted the trade to work. And it definitely didn't care that I watched 5 YouTube videos before entering. Price moved anyway, and every time price moved against me, it felt personal. My heart raced, my mind panicked, my finger hovered over the close button like it was defusing a bomb. That's when I realized something important. Trading doesn't expose the market, it exposes the trader. You don't discover who you are when you're winning. You discover who you are when you're down, confused, and tempted to break your own rules. So, how did I beat the mental game? First, I stopped trying to feel good while trading. Most traders want comfort, they want certainty, they want reassurance. They want to enter a trade and immediately feel calm. That's unrealistic. Trading is uncomfortable by nature. You're risking money on an uncertain outcome. If you expect comfort, you'll always sabotage yourself. I accepted this simple idea. Discomfort is the entry fee for consistency. Once I accepted that, I stopped reacting emotionally to normal market behavior. A pullback wasn't a threat anymore. A losing trade wasn't an emergency. It was just part of the process. As Mark Douglas said, anything can happen. And once you truly accept that, fear loses its power. Second, I stopped tying my self-worth to my trades. This one nearly destroyed me. When I won, I felt smart. When I lost, I felt stupid. That emotional swing is dangerous, because once your identity is attached to your results, you'll do anything to protect your ego. You'll hold losers too long. You'll take profits too early. You'll revenge trade just to prove something. I had to separate who I am from what the trade does. A losing trade didn't mean I was bad. A winning trade didn't mean I was special. It meant I followed, or didn't follow, my rules. Nothing more. When I shifted my focus from making money to executing correctly, everything changed. My stress reduced, my decisions improved, my results stabilized. Here's a simple rule that saved me. Judge yourself by discipline, not by profit. Profit is an outcome. Discipline is a choice. Third, I built rules so simple, I couldn't argue with them. Most traders lose the mental game because their rules are flexible. Flexible rules invite emotional decisions. I used to say things like, let me just give it a bit more room. It might reverse from here. I'll close it after the next candle. That's not analysis. That's negotiation with fear and hope. So I simplified everything. Entry rules, exit rules, risk rules, no opinions, no predictions, no guessing. If X happens, I do Y. If Y happens, I exit. End of story. When rules are clear, emotions have less space to interfere. You still feel them, but they don't control your actions. Fourth, I stopped overtrading to feel productive. This one is sneaky. Overtrading doesn't come from confidence. It comes from boredom and insecurity. I used to open trades just to feel involved, just to feel like I was doing something. But activity is not progress. The market doesn't pay you for effort. It pays you for patience. So I learned to wait. And waiting was uncomfortable at first. It felt like laziness, but in reality, it was discipline. I reminded myself of this quote, "You get paid for waiting, not for trading." Once I embraced that, my mental clarity improved. Fewer trades, better focus, less emotional damage. Fifth, I learned to lose properly. This might sound strange, but losing is a skill. Most traders don't know how to lose. They fight losses. They deny them. They emotionally resist them. I did the opposite. I planned my losses before I entered. I accepted them in advance. I treated them as business expenses. When a loss happened, I didn't ask, why me? I asked, did I follow my plan? If yes, I moved on. If no, I fixed the behavior. No drama. No self-pity. No revenge trading. Once losses stopped hurting my ego, fear stopped controlling my decisions. Finally, I stopped chasing confidence and started building trust. Confidence comes and goes. Some days you feel great, some days you don't. Trust is different. Trust comes from repetition, from doing the right thing over and over, even when it's boring, even when it's uncomfortable, even when no one is watching. I didn't trust myself at first, and honestly, I shouldn't have. I had a history of breaking rules, so I rebuilt trust slowly, one trade at a time, one disciplined decision at a time. Over time, the mental noise faded, not because emotions disappeared, but because they no longer mattered. Here's the truth most traders don't want to hear. The market doesn't need you to be fearless. It needs you to be consistent. You don't beat the mental game by eliminating fear and greed. You beat it by acting correctly despite them. That's how I did it. Not by being perfect, but by being disciplined. And that's exactly what my mission is about, helping traders master their mindset to win consistently. Because once the mind is under control, the strategy finally has a chance to work. Remember this: you don't rise to the level of your strategy, you fall to the level of your discipline. And the moment you understand that, the mental game stops being your weakness and becomes your edge.